Hi friends, Anne McKinnell here. Thanks for joining me. I have something a little bit different for you today. Ray and I went on this little float plane that you see puttering up to the dock here. This is Coril Air in Campbell River, and they offer a historic mail flight. So there's a flight that delivers the mail to some remote communities around Desolation Sound on the little islands. And the float plane terminal is right next to where we keep our RV. We spent summers there in Campbell River, and this past winter we didn't go to the American Southwest, and we went to our spot here in Campbell River. And right next to it is this float plane terminal. So we've seen this plane come and go a lot. And not only that, but when we're out on our boat in the summer and we anchor in Desolation Sound, we see this plane all the time. It's always going overhead. It comes in these narrow channels, and we've been very impressed when we see this plane go in the places that it goes. And we've often thought that this would be a ton of fun. And we've heard from other people in the RV park that have gone on this flight and had the time of their lives. So we decided that it was time to go. And so here we are, we're just leaving Campbell River, and you can see us already across Discovery Passage, and we're going over Quadra Island here. And this is Gowland Harbor on Quadra Island. We've anchored the boat in here. And so this was just going to be a great way for us to see a lot of the places that we anchored the boat. What was funny to me was these waters, I know these waters well. I've been all over here in my little boat Snoopy when I had that boat, and we've anchored in a lot of these little bays, but it looks so different from the air. And I very quickly kind of got lost and I kept asking the pilot, what island is that, so I could get my orientation. Here's Ray and the pilot in front of me. So what we did is the flight stopped in 3 different places in Desolation Sound to deliver the mail. And so each time it stopped, Ray and I would switch places in the plane, because you get an incredible view from the front seat. And in the back seat, there I am in the back, it has its advantages too, because you can photograph out of both sides of the plane if you're the only one sitting back there. But one of the things that I really had to deal with was reflections. Okay, this is a little stop, the first stop that we made at Surge Narrows, which turns out that the post office there is the last floating post office in Canada. So we did our stop there, and I tried to do some underwater photography with my new action camera there at the dock. Didn't turn out that great. I'm still working on fine-tuning my new action camera. But anyway, back to the regular photography. You can see that there are a lot of reflections. Here we are going through Surge Narrows. That was exciting. And the plane banked there, and we went through this narrow channel. And that's somewhere I wouldn't go on Vestri. I've taken my little boat Snoopy through there many times though. So I tried to use my polarizing filter, first of all, to try to get rid of some of these reflections, but that didn't make any difference. As you know, it has to do with the angle of the sun, whether the polarizing filter works at all. And it didn't work, so I kept going back and forth between taking still photos and playing with my action cam to make this video that you're watching here. So for the still photos, I was able to remove the reflections mostly. I had to use every tool and every little trick that I know to do it. It was not easy. But I really enjoyed the photos that I got on this little trip. It was a fantastic day. This spot that you can see here is the entrance to the Yucatan Rapids. There are 3 sets of rapids that you have to go through here that are just formidable. You often see a lineup of boats waiting for the slack to go through those 3 sets of rapids. And now we're coming into Stewart Island. This is Big Bay on Stewart Island, which is a wonderful spot. We've actually never taken the boat right into this marina here. So now that we've been here on the plane, and we've scouted out this location. We're definitely coming on the boat here next year. So when we bought the tickets, Coril Air, they had a special on at Christmas time, and it was 2 for 1. So you can buy your tickets at that time of year and fly anytime in the next coming year. So we bought the tickets then. It was $350 Canadian for both of us to go. And a couple months later, we booked the trip on an absolutely glorious day. One thing that I really wanted was to go on this flight during winter when there would be snow on the mountains. Because, you know, for the photographs, obviously, and it's just a view that I wouldn't normally get, because once we get out there on the boat, most of the snow is usually gone. Here we are looking through a hole in the wall. This is one of my favorite places to go through on the boat. One thing that really amazed me is how much bigger things looked from the plane. You would think it would be the other way around, that things would look smaller from the plane. But I've been into so many of these little coves with the boat, and you think you only have a little bit of room, and trying to anchor, and there's rocks and things, everything seems so close. And then when you see it from the plane and you look down and you see a boat the same size, and it looks absolutely gargantuan. Like I could fit 10 boats in this place that I was trying to squeeze my one little boat into. But the views were glorious, as you can see. And, you know, there was a good example of some of the reflections that I was trying to get rid of in the still photos. So I hope you enjoyed this little glimpse behind the scenes. I really just wanted to test out my new action camera. And you can watch Ray's video if you want to have a little bit more of the whole story of our historic mail flight from Coril Air. And anyway, thanks for joining me. Hope you enjoy the still photos as well, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.